On Hulu, I watched Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. Now, I'm going to say this up front, guys. You know, I said Wrath-Con's pretty good, but I had a little bit of something I had left way here. The Voyage Home is the equal to the Wrath of Khan, and those two are the best Star Trek films. And after you watch this video, or at least listen to it, you'll know why. So, we're kicking off, and this has a bit of a uproarious fanfare. I believe that James Horner's the score here still, and you know, it's kind of celebratory. It almost sounds Christmas-like. But we're out in space. This probe enters the screen. This weird giant sausage that's black and has some ball protruding from below it. It's making some sounds. Heads over by like a ship, knocking power out. Heads over to a space station, space dock outside the US, or outside Earth orbit. And it's knocking power out there. The Excelsior can't get out. Ships are trapped inside. It's not looking too good. And we'll also have this conference going on. We gotta punish Admiral Kirk. He attacked the Klingons. How we have a video of this that matches the previous movie, I couldn't tell you, but it's the Enterprise getting blown up, taking out the Klingons. You know, it's like I said, oh hey, you couldn't reach the microwave in time to stop the beeper. Enterprise explodes. So they're like, okay, we're the Klingons. There will be no peace so long as Kirk lives. I don't care what you say, because the Federation was going light on punishment. So, meanwhile, they're on Vulcan. They have what they call the USS Bounty. That's their stolen Klingon vessel. They haven't really said what they did with the guy that they took prisoner. Kind of curious about that. Leave him on Vulcan, maybe. Sarek, aka... Oh yeah, Sarek is Spock's dad. I don't remember him doing too much here. You know, they're gonna... Spock's got his Katra back, and he's almost acting like his old self. But he's having a tough time adjusting. His mom says, hey, this computer's training you. It asks you, how do you feel? I was mesmerized by his computer back in the day. Now you may be looking at it and be like, oh, so what? Has a little bit of a heads-up transparency display. No big deal. I like the way how he's doing like 3 things at a time on it. It asks him how he feels, and this question stumps him. But his mom, Amanda, I think's her name, says, oh, hey, the computer knows you're half human. You have feelings, oh, but I don't know how to adjust to this. So, anyways, they had a vote, and they decided that everyone's okay with going back to the Federation and taking the punishment given to them. They bring Spock along, not Kirstie Alley, bids farewell, stays on Vulcan, and as they're headed to Earth, they start getting these signals. Hey, stay away from Earth. We're under attack, everybody's doomed, we're losing power. Mysterious probe is taking out power. It's covering the atmosphere in clouds, doing something with the water. We don't know what the deal is, but stay away. Well, Kirk's trying to tell them, okay, here's the plan. We found out that this message it's sending is whale signals, particularly humpback whales. And we're going to try to go back in time, get humpback whales to reply to this thing, and save the world. And you with us? And they're like, oh, we can't really hear you, but good luck, whatever. So they computate how to go back in time, slingshot around the sun. Meanwhile, Bones is over here telling us how this isn't a good idea. But they kind of set him up to just be wrong. Like, oh, I don't know about this, and then we do it anyways, and it works out. So, it's almost like you could say he's Worf 0.0. Like he's pre-Worf. Hey, Captain, I got this. No, we're doing this. So, with this happening, they go back in time. There's a pretty cool effect there. Computer stuff. Even the model making. Everything looks really good in this movie. The cinematography's been kicked up a notch. I like the way things look aboard the ship. the bounty, as we shall call it, I guess. Everything looks cool. This is one of the most movie-looking Star Trek movies. And it is directed by Leonard Nimoy, who I think the next year was Leonard Nimoy or Frank Oz that directed 3 Men and a Baby. God, I can't remember. So anyways, we have a really good looking movie, good effects, everything all around looks pretty nice. So they head back in time. They got 3D models of all their faces. Everybody kind of wakes up. The braking thrusters fired and everybody's cool. And I'm sweating so much it's coming down my eyes. It looks like I'm crying, but I'm not. Anyways, we find out that we are in like 1986 San Francisco. Is it 86 or 87? Damn it. I think it's 86. And we have this cloaking device aboard the ship, so they cloak it. But they say, hey, the lithium crystals are messed up. We got to recharge them some way. All right, how do we go about this? We find nuclear power. We can harness energy. Also, we're going to convert this bay into an aquarium. We need materials from the day. So they're dividing up the crew to go do different things. Now, here's where this movie really throws a wrench in the system and makes it all the better. Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home is freaking hilarious. I love the scenes of them out in San Francisco. Oh, we're walking down the street. Hey, why don't you watch where you're going, dumbass? As this taxi guy comes by and he's nearly hits him. Kirk turns around. Well, double dumbass on you. Great stuff. Spock learns about colorful metaphors, cursing. They're trying to look for information. They find the white or yellow pages. That joke may not work today. Goodness sake. Things are just kind of working out for this movie. You know, everything that's a joke works. Even if maybe you don't get the reference, they talk about books and things. Stuff works out. Well, they're looking for humpback whales, and there's this aquarium where they were getting the source of the sounds. Oh, there's a nice cool breeze coming through. Nice. I know you guys can't feel it, but I sure can. So, Spock and Kirk head to the aquarium. Sulu has gotten to a Huey helicopter, and he's like, "Hey, it's a Huey, huh? Flew something like this back in my academy days. Oh, you did, huh? How did he borrow this? He like sweet talk the dude? You know, I don't understand that, because the idea is that Sulu's supposed to be straight here, at least until Abrams messes with shit. So, yeah, I'm not really sure about this, but McCoy and Scotty, they go and talk to like some plastic company, tell them about their, was it plastic stuff, acrylic or whatever, and they're going to tell them the secret to making transparent aluminum in exchange for some materials. They fly that stuff over to their ship with the Huey later on. Well, at the aquarium, they go on a tour, and this lady giving the tour, her name's Jillian, whatever, I forgot her name. Forgot the actress's first name, but it's last name Hicks. And here's where we get a tie-in, okay? She's the mom on Seventh Heaven. Decker from Star Trek The Motion Picture is the dad on Seventh Heaven. So there you go. Yeah, you guys are waiting for that, I'm sure. Anyway, she's giving a tour. She's really into the whales. It's her life. George and Gracie are the two humpbacks they have, but one of them's pregnant, and they're shipping them out to sea, and she's going to be worried about them, and it's going to be quite soon. So, quite fortuitous timing here for the Enterprise. Spock goes into the tank, mind melds, finds out it's pregnant, and Jillian's like, "How'd you know that? And these aren't your whales. The hell these are your whales." You know, Spock's having a tough time. They say, "Oh well, in college he did too much LDS." What, Church of Latter-day Saints? So Kirk doesn't even quite know his stuff about the 20th century, but it's kind of odd how there's this coincidence. They got kicked out of the place. They're walking back, and then she drives by and is like, "Hey, I'll give you guys a ride." How did, you know, quite fortunate she was getting off work at that time, right? that she just, oh hey, Captain Kirk, ladies man, let's go to dinner. I'll tell you the truth. I'm from Idaho, or is it Iowa? But hey, I just work in space. But yeah, we need your whales, we can save them, they're going to be safe. And eventually she starts buying this stuff because they just kind of drop off the people in the park where they parked the bird of prey, the bounty. And when they park this thing initially, there's this garbage can that gets crushed, but I don't think the grass around it gets crushed. And it's a little weird. So you tell me no one walked over there in the middle of Golden Gate Park, what have you? Well, they're fixing up the ship. They find out that the whales have been taken to Alaska. They're in like the Bering Sea. They got shipped out in the morning. So the Enterprise also had Chekhov and Uhura. Hell, I probably keep saying her name wrong. Go aboard the USS Enterprise. Isn't it a atomic carrier? And they try to get some positrons, I think, from the reactor. They're going to collect them, harness them, and put them on the bounty. And so, in doing this, actually, Chekhov gets captured. And it's kind of funny how you got this Russian guy looking for the vessels in Alameda and all this, and they interrogate him. He has a phaser that don't work, and all these things. And he tries to run away, and they have a little madcap dash trying to catch up with him. He gets injured. So he's injured, he's in the hospital, he's got hematoma, what have you. He's in critical condition. Kirk, Jillian, Bones go in. They dress up as doctors, they rescue him, save some other patients, give some old lady some pills and grows a new kidney. But it's kind of nice for McCoy to have a scene where he really shines. He talks about how barbaric medicine was at this time. And they escape, they teleport when they get in an elevator, I think. They get back on the ship, they're ready to go, they're going to chase down the whales, and they're already being attacked. What do you know it? Whalers are already attacking George and Gracie. The bounty gets in the way, scares the ship out, then they beam them aboard. But they have to travel back to the future. Dun 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 dun. So they go around the sun, do their loop-de-loop, and they're there. Now they got to try to land in the water because they can't seem to teleport the whales and water back to the ocean. They crash. Kirk goes in. Everybody gets rescued. Kirk opens the hatch. The whales get out. They float around. Hey, why don't they respond to the signal? Eventually they do. You know, it actually works out that you have Spock in this because his mind melding with them get them up to speed. So it's not just like, oh yeah, like the whales would really help him. You know, he talked them into it. He was able to communicate with them. It makes sense to me. So, in a fantasy way. That is, the Vulcan mind meld stuff is some of the fantasy and the sci-fi of Star Trek, really. But it's nice that it has some limitations. Anyways, god damn. I've got like sweat going in my eye. Everything's saved, the plant's been rescued, but they have this hearing. Alright, you guys know what you did. You stole property, blew up the property, the Enterprise. There's punishment. All this stuff, given the circumstances, has been dropped. However, Admiral Kirk, you broke some rules, and surely you know how important it is to follow chain of command. You're being reduced in rank to captain. You're now Captain Kirk. We're going to give you a starship, the most suitable task for you. And then they're getting together, and well, Jillian has to leave. She's going on a science vessel. Oh, but she's all about whales. Now she's into space. Whatever. I'm going to discover some space humpbacks, maybe. So, the crew's getting back together. They're going up to see what their new ship is going to be. They're like, oh, I hope it's the Excelsior, says Sulu. And they're like, no, I don't want that. Oh, it's probably some frigate, whatever. And it is a new Enterprise. NCC 1701-A. New Enterprise, they get aboard. It makes the annoying beep, 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 beep sound. And they're like, we're home. Credits. This is a solid-ass movie. And I think Time has treated this film right. It did quite well in theaters. Now, I don't really have a whole lot to nitpick here and there. You've heard already, but I give Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home 3.5 out of 4 stars. Deal with it.